Dean of Liberty University School of Business and Economic Advisor to Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin. Dr. Dave Brat, thanks so much for being with us today. It's great to have you.
Thanks for having me on.
Of course. So, Dave, how do you think this incident will affect the reputation and business operations of this company, and what are the potential financial implications of this giant mess?
I don't know. It just seems to fit so many other narratives going out there that have to do with trust and credibility and just basic competence, right? I mean, we got a gaping hole in the border. There's all sorts of abuses with that. You got chemical spills in Ohio and devastation that hasn't been met with any success, and no solutions ever come out of it. You've got corruption now at the highest parts of government. And so for me, I just hear these stories, and it just has to do with our basic system falling apart. And the details, will come out over time, but they never seem to be good. And they always seem to have to do with corrupt actors.
Yeah, you're certainly right about that. That usually does seem to be the case, sadly. And you mentioned, public trust and confidence. Do you think anything is being done to deal with this? I mean, what should the government be doing in this case?
Yeah, well, I mean, you just look at the, Russiagate, right? I didn't bring that up. But I mean, now it's been proven that the CIA and the FBI and the opposition party were in on the corruption at the highest level of government, and nothing's been done. And so now we'll see if the Republicans, right, and I'm not viewing this partisan, these views are just my own, but we'll see if the opposition party can get anything done. And so far, no heads rolled after the financial crisis in '08. We're in the middle of another financial crisis. You got corruption in our three-letter agencies. And so, yeah, on this one, the folks, the auditors, the folks who are supposed to follow markets and make sure we got good behavior and audits are for real, no one's doing their job. Everyone's just trying to make a quick buck and get out and retire. So, yeah, I'm not too hopeful.
Yeah, I can't say I am either, unfortunately. Now, in other news, Russia has actually banned 500 Americans from entering the country, including Barack Hussein Obama and Stephen Colbert. Now, this is in response to the U.S. imposing sanctions on Russia over the war with Ukraine. Dave, how do you think this reflects the broader diplomatic tensions between the U.S. and Russia, and what impact could this have moving forward?
Yeah, well, it's getting interesting. The papers over the last week or so, there's probably 5 to more like 10 European countries now who are telling Ukraine they've had enough. Mm-hmm. And some of it's just out of self-interest because of the emigration, people leaving Ukraine, pouring out over into the other countries by, the hundreds of thousands. And so, I'm kind of surprised. Russia will see, I think they're going to get fairly aggressive coming up this spring and put an end to it as best they can. And I'm surprised they haven't gone further using some weapon systems that are too scary to name. This may just be some more signaling, but they've been signaling for a long time, and I'm scared when the Russian bear lays down the hammer. I'm scared to see what it looks like.
Yeah, it's definitely something to be concerned about. We will stay tuned for that one. Now, the European Union has imposed a hefty fine of 1.3 billion euros on Meta over new concerns regarding data privacy. How do you think this will affect Meta's financial standing and profitability? And do you think this will lead to decreased user trust?
Yeah, a lot of these stories are never what they appear at first glance. Right. People are fighting old battles and sending signals and just kind of being nasty. And so some of these fines being slapped on companies don't even have to do with the issue they're saying. They're just signaling the United States more broadly and other firms. Either you cooperate and do everything the way we want across the board, or we're going to ping you over here.
For all our viewers asking where One America News is heading in the future, we would like to introduce you to OAN Live, OAN Live is the best way to stay up to date on all of the hard-hitting, straight-shooting, national and international headlines. And the best part is, OAN Live is only $4.99 per month. All the credible, honest, unbiased reporting One America News offers at a fraction of the cost of cable. Just go to OANN.com to easily sign up for OAN Live and stay informed.